Hey guys, Clumsy here, and a good rainy morning to you. We are in a completely different truck today, and that's only temporary. I am actually in my vanilla profile because I wanted to highlight some things with you guys. We are still in 1.33 experimental beta, and Eagle pointed out some of the things that I missed in the previous episode, so here we will try and cover them. And I am in the vanilla profile, so you get the full experience without mods, without any other changes from what SCS offers. First and foremost, new rain effects. You can see the drops are very different looking now. The streaks are quite different as well, I think. Actually feels a lot more realistic now. The rain sounds are very good. Although, if I'm going to be biased, I still like foggy weathers better. But still, this is vanilla, so this is performance optimized, and now is also looking pretty good. And in addition, what even makes it better is when you start moving. Let's try to do some laps around here. And yes, since this is vanilla, the sound engine might not be the best. No crash boom sounds, unfortunately, but we can live with it for a bit, right? So let's just do a few laps here to see if there is any effect if we're moving. If like the streaks change directions or anything if we're moving faster. Let's turn on the lights. Thankfully this drop-off point has a pretty nice layout to it. You can just do laps like this. So I don't think there is a huge effect on your speed and the streaks if you don't have wipers on, that is. Let's try to stop somewhere. Let's try to stop somewhere here. I don't think they change much, but this is the huge effect that I really like. When you turn on the wipers, you can see the streaks are actually getting wiped out. That is so good. The droplets are not just disappearing, they're really being dragged by the wipers and then they're falling like so. Look at that. Oh, that looks so good, doesn't it? And I'm not sure if I move if that changes. I think it does. Yeah. So the streaks are like moving because of the wind as well. Because of the momentum. Like look, if you look at the streaks, they're not only falling like straight down, they're falling like diagonally now. And if you're not moving, they're only falling straight down like that. So they are affected by physics now. That is such a beautiful effect. Thank you, Eagle, for pointing that out. I absolutely missed that. But yeah. And the good thing is with the foggy weather beta, which is now compatible with 1.33, still in closed beta though, but Kirill has those streaks also implemented. So I see them as well, and when we get into our modded profile, we will be able to see those similar streaks going on. Beautiful. Alright, I think that's enough of that. In terms of the lighting, I'm not sure if anything has changed, but I sure do like it because this really feels like a very gloomy, rainy morning. Is it morning? Well, afternoon, technically, but you get what I mean. Very good, right? Alright, aside from that, what else is new in 1.33? Now that's a tricky question. As of this recording, there was an update and there is no changelog. So it's up to the community to go and look at each and every nook and cranny and find the new things. What we've been able to find so far, as I record this, the same day as this is going to be released or maybe one day later, not yet sure. There is now a fancy like a spoiler for the trailer. Like if you get one of these standard trailers, very nice looking. You have a couple of options here. I think these have been in there since the beginning of the 1.32 own trailers. Like the side door, refrigerated side door, moving floor. What's new in particular, and let's put a paint job in there so it looks pretty fancy. That one, it's pretty nice. I like this border here. Can't recall if that was in there before, but maybe. But what's definitely new is this guy, wind deflector. Pretty nice, right? So yeah, they are adding accessories on their trailers, which is pretty welcome. And I think as of this morning when this updated, this is new, standard echo. I'm not really sure how big a change that is. It kind of just makes it a bit dark gray, changes the lights a bit. If we look at the lights, the pattern changes to a triangular shaped brake light. But aside from that, I don't really see a huge difference. Yeah, not a massive difference. What I did see though, one sec, I did see something, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to reproduce it, but I will try. No, I can't. I was looking for like that foldable lift, that like foldable ramp thing. I'm not sure how I was able to make it appear, but there was something, maybe a beadable. No, I doubt that will work. I'm just confusing you now, aren't I? Okay, let's skip that. But yeah, so people are trying to look for what has changed. That's the one, the lift gate. There you go. There's a different one. There's a different setup which has a lift gate as well. I'm not sure when that appears, but that is looking cool as heck. And if you have a lift gate, of course, then a mud flap isn't compatible anymore. And also the rear chassis isn't compatible anymore, the rear accessories. Yeah, but that looks cool as heck. Only thing is you can't flip it, but yeah, it does look pretty cool. I guess that should also be available in single. Maybe just a different dot. It's not though, it's not. There's only a very specific setup where it appears. You guys let me know which specific setup that is. But at least we were able to find it somehow. And yes, this single axle city trailer. Cute little thing. Looks like kind of like a rigid now. And I mentioned that in the previous episode. And also the box liner is now available. Actually, in our truck when we were driving the laps a while ago, this is what I had. And this does come with some fancy cargo. Like if I look at the container, the cargo market, you can haul different kinds of stuff, from beverages to food to industrial things, oil filters, even liquids, motor oil. And depending on which you take, that can either be like a box container, a shipping container, or like a tanker kind of deal. It's quite interesting. The trailer itself does not have many customization options though, but what makes it shine are the different cargos. Unfortunately, you cannot see how the cargo will look like until you actually load it. So when you pick it in the cargo market, you can really see it. But I guess over time, you'll kind of memorize which is which. So in this trailer, the only modifiable things are the side skirts mainly. Everything else is pretty basic. Yeah, this is, I guess, as customizable as it gets. So yeah, which is understandable because if they are going to add customizations to the Chrono trailers, they'll probably have to get like approval from Chrono directly. So they're a bit limited, more limited when it comes to modifying these. But with standard ones, they're more free to do so. And one of the major things is the double flatbeds are now available. But on top of that, there are additional different kinds of flatbed trailers. And you'll have to help me here because I'm not sure which exactly ones are new. I'm sure this one is new, the drop side with crane. I think the drop side was there before in 1.32, but the one with the crane, that looks cool. That's something you normally only see in mods, but now we actually have that as well, although it doesn't move, but still, cool as heck. There's also one with container pins here, but I think this was old too. Yeah. So I think that one is the major event here. And then you can change that. Lights, side skirts. Over here, which is nice, you can have like either strobes, which would make it blink like that, a certain pattern, or a beacon. And you can do that at the back as well. this one has standard echo now too. In addition to that, there's now that you saw rear banners, long vehicle with a, what kind of dog is that? Is that like a Dachshund or something? There's also a Pitka Kuletus long vehicle finish. I remember this sign from Cast's Ekeri trailer. There's also that option now for box trailers. I'll show you in a bit, okay? But yeah, this is the kind of setup that we will be having later as we drive. We will be having a short drive today in our modded profile. But I wanted to show you first the different customization options in SCS Vanilla. So we're sure we get the only pure experience here. Okay. Aside from that, I think the only thing that I was not able to show was the... Where was it? That one. That sign. I think that's new. Because I remember I saw that, but only in Cast's mod. Only in Cast's Ekeri trailer. And I guess that comes together with the HCT setup, which I don't have unlocked yet in my vanilla profile. But that is like the really full double trailer. Because this one, the one in Scandinavia, is like a full trailer and then like a half trailer in the back. The HCT here is like a full length trailer, two of them. And then with that kind of setup, you'll need to have the probably the sticker. I don't think that appears here though. Yeah, that only appears in a full length trailer. So something like that probably. That's also the new thing. Might have seen that. Yeah, that's the last item on the list. You now have 4 axles on trailers. Massive setup. 4 axles, 2 raceable ones. So I guess when you press your trailer axle lift, both of them will lift. You cannot choose them individually, I guess. So they are liftable and they are steerable, it looks like, from how the colors are. Oh, that's very nice. I think I like that. Because that means you can actually have an option of having like 4 axles with 2 turning steerable axles, so to help you turn. But when you're parking, you can lift this up and you can leave only these 2 in the middle, which are not steerable, which means your parking, your reversing will be more controllable. Because I always hated reversing with those steerable axles. That is perfect. Goodness, that's a game changer. I underestimated that. Cool. Yeah, so that's a major thing apparently. Initially I thought, okay, 4 axles. Let me have a look here. Double. And then this one has 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, there's no 4 axle option in this kind of setup. That's fine. No steerable as well. We do have some liftable axles though. Pretty nice. Pretty fancy. Yeah, so this is what we'll be driving with. Alright, did I miss anything else? I hope not, but by the time you watch this video, since 1.33 is still in experimental, let's switch profiles. Since 1.33 is still in experimental, by the time you watch this video, most probably there will be updates already. So most probably you will have new customizations, even more of them. Because as this is experimental, SCS is really adding on stuff day by day, and it's pretty interesting to see. They said they updated the physics as well, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe it's less wobbly, maybe it's more stable. Let's see how that compares. Although I think my game will reset because the game just updated. Okay, it won't, thankfully. Thank you. Okay, let's look for a job. We are in... where are we? Jönköping. I hope that's how you read it. We have those double flatbed trailers with the crane. And there are a couple of different options you can choose. Let's just take a short one so I don't take too much of your time. Let's go to Gothenburg. How about that? Or is there something that goes to the new port, Kapellskär? Is there something? No, there is none, unfortunately. We'll go there next time. For now, let's take a short trip here. Outdoor floor tiles, 31 tons. And what's nice about this is you actually get to see the cargo when it gets loaded. Good, what time is it? 10 a.m. That's perfect. Let's load her up. Wait for the objects to load a bit. There we go. And we are immediately welcomed by the skybox bug. You see the shadows flickering and the laggy FPS. And voila, it's fixed. So what I have to make it to make the experience as simulation as possible in 1.33, there are, I think, 3 or 4 different options that you set. First one is G-struct stability. Default is 0.5. I set that to 0. Next one is trailer stability, which is default to 0.5. I have that to 0 as well. And then the last one is suspension stiffness. Default is 1. Set that to 0. I think the new parameter is suspension stiffness, but basically I set everything to 0, so we're at our wobbliest setting. And yeah, it should mirror the most realistic things, but we'll see together. Brake intensity was advised to be 1.0, I think, but I only have it at 0.5, which is fine. That's fine with me. I don't need that much braking power, or maybe I will. We will see. Maybe I'll regret that. And of course, we still have Vasily's EVR's sounds. And don't worry, I have a couple of silent trucking videos recorded, so you will see that in the next few days. But yeah, I wanted to share with you the updates first before we get to enjoy some silent trucking goodness. Okay, I think I picked this up here. So I just go to the pickup point, like over here. Thing is, I might have to reverse. Oh, that's going to be pretty sucky. Cargo market, and we pick up the outdoor floor tiles. This one, perfect. Very short trip, and the trailer is dun dun dun. I have a feeling it's right at our backs. Yes, it is. Oh crap! How do I turn around? How do I make a U-turn here? I don't think this will work, but we can try. That car might be Riparuni. Yeah, that car. Let's see. Oh no, that won't work. Jackknifing. Oh no. As long as you survive a bit, I'm fine with that. Okay, I think it can go, it can manage. But yes, that looks looking like it's looking pretty cool, and we can raise the axles there supposedly. Which ones are getting raised? So the ones at the back are not. The only thing that's racing is that one in front, the trailer axle in front. Yeah, you see it? Let me lower it down. That one. There we go. It does seem a lot more stable now, because a while ago when I was driving in the older version before the update hit, when I raise or lower my axles like that, the trailer is bouncing, literally bouncing. So it's a bit too happy. But now it seems a lot more realistic, and I think this might be a bit too sharp. I don't think this will work. We can try. If it doesn't, I'll just turn around. I'll just circle back, or maybe reverse if I'm brave enough. Yeah, that will work. I need to reverse. Crap. Okay, so let's get a bit of room here. Double reversing is never good, but we can try. Maybe just steer very, very mildly to control it. Very slowly. That way, yeah, that's exactly where I want to go. So it doesn't move to the left. And then reverse it back in. That should be set, I think. Yeah, thankfully the dolly on this trailer is not too sensitive. But still, there we go. Okay, there we go. Actually, that didn't turn out so bad as I was afraid of. Load her up, and let's do this short trip. Because of course, what would a Clumsy episode be without a bit of trucking? I want to show some updates, but I also want to show a bit of trucking actually. I like that, I really like that. A while ago I was carrying roof tiles and they were like very different looking than this one. It's nice to really see the cargo updating with what you're carrying. This sounding so good. Let's do a bit of a dramatic angle. I remember Driver Stein is really fond of this angle. Actually learned it from him that you can do this inside the parking areas. Like very dramatic shot. Man, that's heavy. Man, that's heavy. You can actually hear my engine struggling in there. But the good thing is you can also hear the engine sound goodness from EVR. And even those very subtle sounds when you step on the brakes, when you let go of the brakes, and that whistle. Love it. I have no clue what those are because as you guys might know, I'm pretty clueless when it comes to hardware stuff. Yeah. That's why I didn't become an engineer. Yeah, well, I became a software engineer, but not a hardware engineer, basically. Oh my goodness, please make it. Okay, that's no problem. But yeah, it is heavy. And someone, who was it? Sorry, I forgot. Someone requested that I don't use dual clutch. But now that I'm thinking about it, carrying 31 tons, I think now is the perfect time that I should have gone dual clutch transmission. Because heavy haul would probably benefit from that. But yeah, I removed it. So you'll see the shifting is a lot slower now. 7th. And then there's like 1 or 2 seconds for the shifting. Dual clutch is just bam 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 bam. So nice. And yes, we will also encounter a bit more difficulty when braking because this is 31 tons. And I think when I enable the retarder, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think the retarder is only stopping the truck but not the trailer. So the trailer has that momentum, that inertia moving forward, and the truck is the only thing stopping, so it is not very effective. So the heavier your trailer is, the harder it is for the retarder to slow you down. I think that's how it works, but you guys correct me if I got anything wrong there, okay? That's what I was able to pick up from the different readings and your different comments. But yes, I can definitely feel it. So I'm not sure if this is how physics was also before, but now I'm really feeling how heavy it is. And when I'm braking, I'm really feeling how heavy it is, which is a very good thing. And for those wondering, if you're still watching here, the graphics mod is foggy weather, still in closed beta. But yeah, so beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I realized I could not part with it. I was thinking of removing it so we don't get the skybox issue so much, because it only happens with foggy weather mostly, usually, because of the super high quality skyboxes, 8K skyboxes. But when I turned it off, the game looked very different and I was sad. So maybe not. Actually, maybe you guys would like to have some rain, huh? So we get some hardcore rain action and you see how the raindrops work. But this is with foggy weather, right? So this might be a bit different from what you will get in vanilla. So that's a disclaimer. So, okay, let's stop here. Let me cheat a bit. Yeah, someone's going to call me out cheating again for sure. Set weather 1. 1 is for rain, 0 is for good weather. So when you set it to 1, it should start raining immediately. There you go. So the drops I think are different. These are foggy weather specific. I'm not sure which is which, but Kirill, if you're watching, feel free to comment and let me know which is yours and which is the vanilla ones, okay? Okay, let's go. Turn on the wipers and you'll see the streaks. Yeah, the falling droplets. Love it. Really love that. So nice. And once you start moving, yeah, the droplets don't just fall down, they actually fall to the left more. So they are affected by your speed. Something like that. That looks so good, doesn't it? And the stronger I put the wipers in, there you go, the faster you see those streaks. And that just looks so realistic. My goodness. Thank you, SES. Now the particles you will see coming off from the tires of the vehicles in front, that is something from foggy weather. Okay, so that is those particles are not part of SES vanilla. But it adds so much to the game. Like when a car is passing you, and if you notice like the particles coming straight at you, and it feels like the windshield is getting more wet because of those particles. Not really sure if that's how it is happening in the game, but it does feel like it. Like, look at that. See the particles from the car? And how it feels like we're getting more drops on the windshield now because we're near the car. So I'm not sure if that's really what happens, but optical illusion maybe, at the very least. Okay, let's go here. But doesn't this look real? And with the... yeah, this is one of my most favorite 1.33 updates probably. The rain streaks. Yeah, look at the particles there. Foggy weather hype. Oh, that looks so good. If you look at it from outside, you'll see this kind of whirlwind type particle action animation. Like that one. Normally you would just get some small particles on the bottom of your tires. But this one is actually like when a dog is like shaking himself when he's wet. Something like that. It's very real. Love it. Yeah, so now when it rains, I don't feel bad anymore because the graphics look so good. Sometimes I like it even more now. And in terms of performance, it's not really hurting so much. So I think SES was able to find a way to add these beautiful effects without hurting the performance a lot. Although, YMMV, I only recently learned what that means. I know. I suck at memes. I suck at acronyms. But your mileage may vary. So it will depend on your system, on your PC. But in my case, it looks good. Oh, and by the way, yes, I forgot to share with everybody. I shared it in Discord, but I recently upgraded my PC. Well, it's basically still the same. The only things I changed were the fans. I changed my case fans. I added like 4. Well, I replaced my stock fans. I replaced them with Corsair ML120 maglev. Yes, the Corsair fans have like magnetic levitation technology. Super fancy. And they're more powerful now, so they should give me better airflow. I think they are giving me better airflow, but more than that, I actually upgraded my CPU cooler as well. So I'm using an AMD Ryzen 5 1600, and before I was using the stock AMD Wraith Stealth cooler, I think that was, which is not bad, but when you're overclocking, it's not very sustainable. So what I did was to upgrade to a Cryorig H7, one of the most famous CPU coolers out there. And actually originally I was planning to get a Cooler Master 212 Evo or 212X, whichever is newer. I think 212X is newer. But when I started looking into reviews, apparently the 212 is pretty famous, but actually it's been beaten by the Cryorig H7 for quite a while. So the H7 is what I bought. I installed it. I was very scared because it's my first time installing a custom cooler, and it's very scary that knowing like how much thermal paste to put in, positioning the cooler, the CPU, the cooler so that it really touches the CPU and has the perfect exposure to it, things like that. So it was very scary for me, but apparently, well, I think it worked. So I overclocked my system even more. Oh, crap, slow down. Stop talking and slow down. Oh, here we go. The thing is not braking. Level 3 retarder, engine brake, and a bit of service brakes. Okay, it's just enough to get us to the speed we want. What retarder alone doesn't help. And I think the rain physics is also different. So when it's raining, it's also a bit more slippery. I'm not sure, I have not proven that, but I think it is a thing. So you guys let me know in the comments if it is, right? If you notice it. But I surely had a difficult time there. It's either because I was approaching the junction at a very fast speed, or I don't know, maybe it was because of the rain, so it was harder to slow down. I did not encounter any slippage though, so I did not feel like I was drifting. It's just very hard to brake. So you guys let me know. Anyway, so I got the cooler, I installed it. I was super scared. Initially, I installed it wrong. I installed it incompletely. Like I installed it, but I didn't screw it tight enough. So the cooler was not really touching the CPU so much, and that was causing a lot of heat. But then I opened the case again. I screwed I tightened the screws a lot. I felt it change, and that made all the difference. So I was been doing a lot of research over the weekend, and yeah, I think I made it. I think that works now. So I did like a benchmark stress test and whatnot. End result, I have much better airflow, and objectively speaking, I was able to increase my clock speed from 3.6 from 3600 megahertz to 3800, and I get like around 10 to 20 degrees cooler. So I overclocked 200 degrees more, 200 megahertz more, and still I am 10 to 20 degrees Celsius cooler. My CPU temperature is 10 to 20 degrees cooler. So that's how beautiful the Cryorig H7 is compared to the stock one. And so now I'm feeling more confident. So maybe that contributed to the smoothness of the game. That's how that discussion came up. That's how that topic came up, but I'm not really sure. Look at that, not really slowing down at all. Yeah. If only the retarder didn't really slow me down. Even with the engine brakes, it wasn't slowing me down. I had to really step on the brakes. Service brakes. So yeah, it's a bit tricky. And look at those particles. Loving it. So that, just to reiterate, that's foggy weather, those particles, right? But these raindrops, these flowing drops like here, that is SCS vanilla in 1.33. Okay, let's try that braking thing again. Okay, I am slowing down, but not fast enough. Yeah, really need the combined effort of the retarder, engine brake, and service brakes. Which is nice, which makes it a lot more challenging. It makes you really have to think of your route, no sudden braking. Maybe it will improve if I increase braking intensity to 1, but I'm happy with the challenge. Is that a new AI? Like a cute little fire truck there. Maybe, I don't know. You guys, let me know. It rhymes. Oh no, I actually said the same word. Okay, but yes, so that's just a quick update on my end. Upgraded my PC just a bit. Just made it more optimized. So hopefully we all get a better experience. And as an effect, what I was able to do now, I was able to set my ETS2 settings to Ultra. So I reset all my settings. I set it to Ultra, like the basic Ultra settings. And then I just changed the scaling to 400%. So I'm now back at 400%. And I turned off anti-aliasing. And so if anyone's asking, those are my settings. And so far it looks good. But yeah, this is vanilla map. So when we get back pro mods and the other interesting stuff, I might have to tone things down again. You will have to see. And did I park this correctly? I might have to reverse this again. We will see in a bit. Why is there... Actually, this is also something new. You have like carpooling now. You have passengers on the cars. Only thing you don't have here is the driver. Whoop. It's cutting it a bit close. Alright, so how do we reverse this? I think I can do it like this. Oh, this is sucky. So not turn in time. Yeah, that's a bit too... Yeah, I think I'll have to turn around. Oh. One last try. No, it won't. Okay, fine. Let's do it again. That's fine. At least the episode will run longer. Okay, let's turn all the way around. Let's do it properly this time. Although, yeah, this parking slot has always been difficult for me. And yes, the overclocking method was a bit scary for me. You know, the constant restarting of the PC, getting the right voltage. In the last few tweaks I was trying out, like I was using like Prime 95 for testing, leaving it for an hour or more. And then I was getting these like CPU cache L0 errors, which apparently is something like saying that the overclocking is not stable. It's not making the system crash, but it is still not perfect. So I had to like tweak it a bit more, and now I think I have the right balance, I hope. But this coming Wednesday, when we stream, we'll see how it goes. Because usually streaming is what takes more effort. A lot of CPU power needed to stream. So we'll see if that is enough. Okay, maybe I can hug this left side to give space to that trailer at the back. Like that. Right? Will it work? There we go. Oh, go, go, go. There we go. Oh. Inch by inch. There. Oh, stop. 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 I'm happy with that. Beautiful rain sounds, which I'm not sure now, honestly, where it comes from, if that's vanilla or foggy weather. But I sure do like it. And there you go. So that... Oh crap, I forgot to take a photo, didn't I? I'll take care of that later. And that is how the episode is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please don't forget, hit the thumbs up button. And no more rain. Hit the thumbs up button. Sure, hit the like button, comment, share with your friends, and let me know what you think. I sure am liking this config. And stay tuned for the silent trucking videos that are coming out this week. With this truck, with this trailer, and with the mega liner as well. Maybe even more. We'll see, we'll see. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Catch you in the next one, and Clumsy trucking, everybody. I'm going to toot now. Cover your ears. There we go. Have a nice day, and catch you in the next one.